Hello everyone, welcome to Fullmoon Movies. Deep Blue Sea is often remembered as a loud late 90s creature feature, fast, violent, and built around spectacle. By revisiting it today in Arrow Video's 4K presentation, the film reveals itself as something more deliberate than its reputation suggests. Beneath the genetically enhanced sharks and explosive set pieces, it is a surprisingly sharp commentary on human arrogance, scientific outreach, and how quickly control collapses when nature stops cooperating. At its core, Deep Blue Sea is not really about sharks, it's about hubris. The ocean research facility at the center of the film is a modern Tower of Babel, isolated, technologically advanced, and driven by the belief that intelligence can be engineered without consequence. The sharks are not villains by nature, they are the result of human impatience. The film makes this clear from the beginning, even if it never pauses to underline the point. Saffron Burrows, Dr. Suzanne McAllister, is the emotional and ethical engine of the story. Unlike the typical mad scientist archetype, she is driven by grief rather than ambition. Her willingness to cross ethical boundaries stems from loss, not ego, which makes her choices understandable even when they are wrong. The film doesn't absolve her, but it does humanize her. The nuance elevates the narrative beyond the pure monster movie mechanics. In contrast, Thomas Jane's Carter Blake functions as the audience's grounding presence. He is calm, observant, and skeptical, not of science, but of certainty. Carter survives not because he is the strongest or smartest, but because he adapts and listens. In a film about intelligence gone wrong, his character quietly suggests that wisdom lies not in domination, but in restraint. The ensemble cast works remarkably well within the film's tight runtime. Samuel L. Jackson Russell Franklin provides authority and confidence, only for the film to brutally dismantle both in one of the most shocking mid-film deaths of its era. That moment is not just a jump scare, it's a narrative reset. The film tells the audience very clear: no one is safe, and the leadership does not equal survival. Now, this willingness to undercut expectations is one of Deep Blue Sea's greatest strengths. The film refuses to follow a traditional hierarchy of importance. Survival becomes situational, random, and brutally honest, mirroring the chaos that unfolds when system fails. Director Rennie Harlin stages the action with clarity rather than excess. Despite the scale of destruction, the geography of the facility is always understandable. Flooding, power failures, and structural collapse aren't just visual spectacle. They actively shape the character's decisions. The environment becomes a character in itself, constantly shrinking the margin of error. From the thematic standpoint, the film operates as a cautionary tale about playing God. The shark's increased intelligence isn't portrayed as evil, it's portrayed as inevitable. Once intelligence exists, it adapts, it escapes containment. The horror doesn't come from malice, but from consequence. The humans aren't punished because they tried to cure disease, they are punished because they refuse to accept their limits. Revisiting the films today, this theme feels more relevant than ever. In an era defined by AI, genetic editing, and unchecked innovations, Deep Blue Sea reads less like a pulp entertainment and more like a blunt warning wrapped in genre thrills. Nowhere is this more evident than in the film's pacing. It never slows down long enough to become preachy, but it never lets the audience forget that every disaster is self-inflicted. The sharks don't break in, they are invited. Arrow Video's 4K restoration does the film justice in a way previous home releases never quite managed. The underwater photography gains clarity without sacrificing atmosphere. Blues are deeper, blacks are more stable, and green is preserved rather than scrubbed away. Now, this is especially important for a film so reliant on lighting, water effects, and shadow. The practical effects hold up surprisingly very well in 4K. Miniature sets and animatronics retain their physicality, while the early CGI, though dated, benefits from the improved color grading and contrast. Arrow wisely avoids overprocessing, allowing the film to remain a product of its time rather than forcing modern polish onto it. The sound design also shines. Water movement, metallic cracks, and distant roars and sudden silences create tension that feels tactile. The film understands that fear doesn't always come from what you see, it comes from what you hear before you see it. Now, what separates Deep Blue Sea from lesser creature features is its refusal to frame survival as a triumph. The ending is not celebratory, it's exhausted. Survivors don't walk away victorious, They walk away humbled. The final moments reinforce the film's core message. Nature doesn't need to win, it only needs to outlast human arrogance. Compared to the later shark films that lean heavily on irony or absurdity, Deep Blue Sea occupies a middle ground. It is serious without being self-important, fun without being stupid. It respects its audience enough to maintain an internal logic, even when the premise sketches plausibly. Now, as a piece of physical media, Arrow Video's release feels more justified. This is a film that benefits from reassessment. Seen in proper resolution, with care taken in presentation, its craftsmanship becomes more apparent. Now, the production design, performances, and thematic coherence reveal a film more thoughtful than its reputation suggests. In retrospect, Deep Blue Sea belongs to a short list of late 90s genre films that understood how to blend entertainment with subtext. It doesn't ask viewers to admire its intelligence, it asks them to question ours. In 4K, the film doesn't just look better, it reads clearer. Clearer in its warning, clearer in its intent, and clearer in why, decades later, it still manages to bite harder than expected. Deep Blue Sea may wear the skin of a monster movie, but beneath it swims a sharp reminder that the most dangerous predator is the one that believes it's in control. Now, this movie is a must-watch.